Welcome to my home on wheels. This is my minivan and I live full-time in it. I have for almost 6 years. So thanks for spending time with me. I'm pretty chatty in the morning. I've already had my coffee and I'm going to help share some with you too. There you go. I made some for you. So, cheers. It's cold and it's about 6:30 in the morning. Well, in this time, but you'll be watching it whenever. You might be watching it in the morning or even a year from now. I'm doing really good. I've had a big week, a lot of different things that I've offered you. And so I want to just briefly do a week in review of different videos that I've done. Wow. I'll tell you, yesterday or the day before, going to a hotel, that was a very impulsive decision. I felt like I needed something new, and I got on Expedia and I said, okay, let's find a good price for a hotel. I need a shower. I just need to rest. And, what else? I think I needed a TV too. I want to watch TV. I did everything that I wanted to do, but what I did do is do a subject that I already had planned, and then I did it in a hotel. Like, really? Yeah. A lot of you laughed about it. They said, isn't it ironic? She's talking about 5 top reasons for living in a van, and she's doing it in a big bricks and sticks. Yeah. I thought it was funny too. I thought it was hilarious, actually. So thanks for bringing it up, and we all got a few chuckles. But I already had it all planned out that this was what I wanted to talk about, because I did think about it. What are the reasons that people would ever want to live in a van? Live in your vehicle, and some of you actually live in a sedan. But you've worked it out, and I've met a few of you on the road. You know, there's a lot of us living in our vans that do it on purpose, and we plan for it, and we get things that we need for it, and we research it, and we look at videos like, well, how do I want to do my van? Things like that. But some of you are being forced out of your van. Yeah. So some of you are being forced out of your homes. You can't afford it, or you're tired of affording it and you want to get out. But some of you in comments, you did let me know like what your reasons were. And there was a combination just like mine. Mine was financial, but it was also adventure. I wanted to get out there and meet some new people and go places, have some freedom of moving around. So that's what the nomad life is all about. Van life, camper van life, whatever you want to call it. And we all have our different styles, don't we? You know, y'all know if you've been with me a while, but that I like urban style a lot. I also like boondocking, but I like urban style. It fills my needs, and I've got a lot of friends that enjoy what I'm enjoying. I do have one really close friend, Max, let me tell on your hair. Max had, because he knows I love the urban life, and he likes to be out boondocking for the most part, but he did message me not too long ago. He said, you know what? I've talked it over with a gal that he travels with periodically. He has so many gals that he travels with. Oy vey shmia. Yeah. Ladies just love Max. I love Max. They just love Max. He's so cheerful, and he's so knowledgeable, and he's so fun to travel with. But he did message me back to the message, and he says, you know what, Lee? He goes, I think I've decided I like to be a city life also, to be in an urban situation. There's so much more to do, and it's less wear and tear on your vehicle for sure. That's another thing, yeah. You know, bumpity bump out into the wild. It's not easy on our minivans, and it's hard on our tires, our shocks, yeah. So, but I do, and I've just added one more friend on that says he likes city life, and that's Max. Although right now he's out in boondocking. So that's who I am, and I want to find out who you are. So I want you to leave comments, and also go on the Facebook page, Minivan Lisa's Nomad Life, and there you can really start a thread. Tell us what you like. Tell us, show us pictures of your of your rig. We want to see what you're doing, and we want to get to know you. Because, I mean, I love talking to you, but it's kind of a one-way conversation, isn't it? Kind of, yeah. While I'm thinking about it, I have on my gray and pink paisley neck gaiter. Ooh, I couldn't think of, what is this called? A neck gaiter. One of you had asked, they said, well, what is a gaiter? I think when they call it arm gaiters and neck gaiters, I think it comes more from like hiking world, that phrase, and hiking and camping. It's just a protectant. It protects. They also have boot gaiters. Yes. And what they do is, cause when you're out hiking, like through hiking, you're doing the PCT or the Appalachian Trail, things like that, trails like that, they can really be hard on your boots and your ankles because you've got gravel coming at you and little stones. So there's this thing that goes around your ankle, and it's sort of like, here's your boot. It sort of goes over your ankle and it comes to about here, and it protects your boots. Yeah. And the shoestrings, things like that. So I think gaiter really means protectant. So you're protecting your neck. I'm wearing this because it makes it more of a turtleneck, and it keeps air from going in here, right? Yeah, right? Right. If you're new to my channel, I'm very chatty in the morning. I'm Chatty Cathy, and I know if you're my age, you'll remember her. I did not own a Chatty Cathy. I owned a Betsy Wetsy. I was more into dolls that wet themselves. Right. And if you owned a Chatty Cathy, you were more chatty. But yeah, I was a chatty child. Oh yeah. In the morning, I would kind of like follow my mom around, and I would chat. And she would allow me to do that. She didn't say, go away. You're really ticking me off, like, shut up, But no, I would just chat. She might be in the kitchen making breakfast, and I would just be chatting. I'd tell her about, oh, what did I talk about? Oh, I dreamt about this. Well, what are we going to do today? I was thinking about this. How does this work? Well, what should we do? It was on and on and on. Yeah. Yeah. Paul knows how chatty I am in the morning. Oh my gosh. And where is Paul? A lot of you says, where's Paul? One of them I answered, he's with Abby. I know, I'm sorry. It just seemed funny. He's still in Quartzsite, and I am enjoying my time alone. I love to be alone. So sorry, Paul, but I do enjoy being alone, a lot of the time. But I'm ready for us to meet back together and kind of go have coffee at a restaurant again or whatever. Yeah. So, and of course, we got to do the Taco Tuesday thing. So, okay. Yeah. Well, homelessness. I next talked about homelessness. I interviewed a homeless guy last week. Oh yeah. And, it was quite interesting. Now, I did get a lot of you had wonderful comments, and I called him Mike the Encourager. Did he seem safe to me? Absolutely. But there were a lot of you concerned, like, oh, he could be unsafe. He could attack you at any moment. You don't need to do this. Yeah, I do. I do. I have protection around me at all times. Oh, yeah. And I use my gut instinct. I use my spidey sense, to see, is it good or is it bad? There are homeless people around me in Tucson that, of course, I understand. I don't feel comfortable around them, and I would have to size them up for a while. But Mike, the Encourager, I totally felt comfortable with him. And then some of you, oh my gosh, there were a couple, not a lot, but a couple that said, that doesn't make sense. Why is he working and he's not in a place? Well, let me just say, I don't think, unless you've been homeless, you don't understand the ins and outs of it. Just like some of you in Sticks and Bricks, you'll ask me questions about the nomad, like, well, why don't you do this or that? And what it does is it reveals to me that not everybody, unless you're a nomad, there are aspects of the nomad life that if you haven't done it, you don't understand the system. So, and that's okay. But I think most of us do not understand the total the total homeless life. There are a lot of issues they have to deal with. Number one, a lot of them have lost their identification, and they do not have a birth certificate. Yeah. So it makes it really hard to do things that are legal, which means they don't have a bank account. It would be hard to get into a place. They're going to need help doing that. And how can they work if they don't have identification, right? And if they did work, it's not increasing the Social Security, because what's happening is they're being paid under the table. A lot of businesses, and you got to give the businesses credit for at least hiring them, but they're getting paid under the table. And they're probably getting paid less. That's why I mentioned in one comment, it's probably like a work for food kind of thing. They help feed them, give them a little spending money. Yeah. Tucson has a great system and advocacy program for the homeless. So, yeah, they've tried so many different things for the homeless. I'll tell you one thing that was a total fail is they had they were almost, I bet they were they called them little pods, and they were downtown, and they would be on the sidewalk off to the side that the homeless people could go in and sleep in. Oh my God. That wasn't a very good idea. Downtown, these little pods, they almost remind me of these little tents, but a little bit thicker. They were peppered around downtown by the library. That didn't work out too well. Yeah. Wasn't good for the businesses. They did not like that. So, downtown has to do a lot of renovation and revitalization. So that kind of put a little bit of nails into that renovation down there. So the homeless people, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And I do believe it gave me a little bit of insight to what they're like. Here's one thing that I have noticed is that when people have a lot, the more there's a precipice that you go kind of over. When you have a lot, you're walking, and all of a sudden you have so much, you have enough that you kind of go over this edge to where nothing's ever enough. You start becoming a hoarder with your wealth. And I think that's what we have going on. It's psychological. There comes a point where they say, well, I never will have enough. And so they start hoarding things. But I think when you're way back here and you don't have a lot, I think you're more apt to share. Like Mike, I'll bet when he has two of something, he gives one away. How many of us are willing to give up half of what we have? Well, the homeless people are kind of willing to do that. They know what's going on, and there's a psychology to it all. So the more you have, the more you end up hoarding. But the less you have, the more you share. I mean, that seems pretty simplified, black and white, but I think there's a lot of truth to that. Yeah. See, what else would I want to talk about? Oh, well, I wanted to talk about the Hotel McCoy, and I also did the 4th Avenue, the cooperative, and I showed a lot of murals down in the 4th Avenue it's near downtown, but it's not downtown. It's just sort of really close to it. So I'm going to give the impression that, whoa, Tucson is very hippie town. Well, that can be an illusion. There are enclaves that are more hippie than others, and for some reason, I seem to be more attracted to hippie stuff right now. So, like I said, it was a spur of the moment thing. I'm like, I need something different. I need a break. I need a reset. So I got on my hotel stay app, and I found it. There was one other one that I was going to go ahead and get. It was cheaper, but the Hotel McCoy had such high rating. It was exceptional for the price. So I thought, well, that's pretty cool. And I booked it. I did it like almost 3 hours before. I went there to check in. I was quite amazed, and I loved it. It was different. They didn't have like your usual hotel, motel, coffee makers and microwaves, things like that. No. Well, you saw. And, but no, Tucson is not this major hippie town. Although, how can I describe Tucson the way I saw it? I came here in the late 70s, and I will say there was this huge movement to come here. And it's talked about on Wikipedia, that there was this huge migration from the East Coast to Tucson. It was Tucson. And it's quite different. Tucson's quite different than it was when I first came here. I will mention Speedway Boulevard is really one of the main, it's one of the main east-west, because Tucson is sort of blocked. East-west roads, north-south roads. I remember, oh my gosh, when I first came here, towards the center going east, there were a lot of girly shows going on. Wow. Like exotic dancing. It was like this strip. They're no more. Yeah, they don't have those anymore. I think there's only 2 left. One is TD's Bar, and the other one I think is Curves. I think Curves is still going on. Maybe. But I remember thinking, wow, this place is like into that. Tucson's really into that. But it was just in this one area. And they're all gone now. They're gone. So, yeah, it's changed a lot. And there's a lot of homeless people. They're homeless on foot. They're the ones I noticed the most. Like, when I was in Flagstaff, there were more homeless in cars. I didn't notice a lot of homeless people on foot. Not like in Tucson. There's a lot for homeless, there's a lot of mission centers and places that they can stay. They have to be in by a certain time at night, and they have to leave, I think it's 7 a.m. They can't stay and hang out. They have to go. So like 7 to 8, you see a lot of movement of homeless people with their backpacks or whatever. Yeah. But Tucson's a pretty cool place. And the largest migration to Tucson, believe it or not, was from Ohio. It's talked about. I think it was like a word of mouth thing. It's like, ooh, I'm going to Tucson, or I visited Tucson, and then it just grew and grew. I was wondering, I heard about Tucson. That's why I came here. Actually, that's not entirely true. I went to LA first. And then my husband and I came to Tucson and settled. Okay, now, so Tucson isn't this major hippie place. One extra thing, Tucson is a very transient system. A lot of people are here, but it's also a place where there's a lot of transients. People come and go and come and go. So I think in that respect, you'd think it wouldn't be, but in that respect, it's very friendly. Because when you come here, you want to be friendly so you can fit in. I found when I was back east, when I was in Cincinnati for a while, people are a little more, they're nice, but they're a little bit more closed up. They don't need more friends. They don't know who you are. They're living in a town or a city that they grew up in. They went to school with their friends. They're all there. Their families, their grandmothers, aunts, uncles are there. They don't need anybody else in their life. So I kind of felt like it was hard to kind of break into new friendships. Oh yeah. Here in Arizona, in Tucson especially, you can make friends easy. You can get to know people. People are open because they knew that they were new at one point. Yeah. It is different than Phoenix. Tucson is so different than Phoenix. Tucson, they always say it, and it still has it. It still has a small town feel, and it still has a lot of cultural history to it. When I go to Phoenix, I feel like it's just too big. And there's not that. in my humble opinion, they didn't preserve that cultural feel to it. So, yeah. Liquid. Liquid, yeah. My kids used to be into raving. They would go to raves. And there was this, they would play the music and they would do this liquid thing. Yeah, it's amazing. Okay. Whoa, side note. Okay. What else do I have on here? This might be a long one because I'm Chatty Lee today. Oh, yeah. Okay. We can review the Gypsy, sorry, Marco. The Gypsy Minstrel Caravan. That's a long name, So is Minivan Lee's Nomad Life, right? Well, it's a go. We're going to combine the two together. And it's going to be super fun. Yeah, he has a lot of activities. One of the reasons I wanted to combine them is because I'm running a very active YouTube channel and I'm busy. Yeah, and writing and yeah, a lot of things going on in my life. And Marco his main focus is his Facebook group. So, and last year they tell me it was so fun. So, I think it's going to be a good combo. There were some concerns. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to dwell on the negative, but there were some concerns because gypsies are a little bit different than Christians. I do. A lot of you who follow me, you're Christians. I'm a Christian, but I am open. I don't. I say live and let live. Oh my gosh. Just because I'm a Christian doesn't mean that you are, so it's a live and let live thing. And the same with the gypsies. Hey, gypsies. Hi. Hey, Marco. Yeah, if you're a gypsy and you're more bohemian, I'm bohemian. I'm very artistic and bohemian. Sort of like a gypsy, although I don't have this wanderlust the way so many other people do. I like to kind of stay in one spot, yeah. Even though I'm in my minivan. Oh, I'm going on and on, aren't I? Let's have some more coffee. Let's see if I can talk faster, right? Okay, so there were some concerns that there might be activities that might not be, so Christian. Well, you don't have to park right there, and you don't have to participate in anything. There's no forcing. You're here, and we must do this. It's sort of like being on a cruise. These are the activities we're going to do. No. You do what you want to do, and you can park off to the side. I thought maybe I'd park a little bit off to the side, and if you want my group to be with me, and we can park closer together, you betcha, baby. Oh, yeah, we're going to do that. So there were some concerns and vocal concerns from two gals that, well, I won't be there then. Well, so then I said, well, Marco said, yeah, he saw those comments and he said, well, why don't we get somebody? Because he goes, I'm open too. I want everybody to be represented. So he said, why don't we do a little Bible study thing in the morning and you can find somebody to do that. So I said, okay. So I asked the gal if she wanted to do that. And she said she didn't want to. So I said, I'll take it on. I mean, it's a 15-minute Bible thing. Y'all can join in and help me. If you want to do it one day, hey, come on. We can get some experience leading a group, right? I think it's an opportunity to grow. And then we'll just do 15-minute study about a Bible verse and we can go say a little prayer and then move on with our day, right? I think it's a good way to start the day and everybody's welcome. So if you want to participate, just, text me and say, hey, I'd like to do. Once we get it going, I'll say, does anybody want to do tomorrow's? I don't care. But we're going to do it right by my van. Okay. Well, then when I said I'm going to do, then I had 3 people say, well, I won't be coming. I didn't know this was a Christian group. I was like, oh my God. It's like telephone, right? You tell the next person that from here to here, it's a totally different message. It changed, 180, yeah. So no, it's not, we're not, this isn't a Christian group. A lot of us are Christians, and but there's Buddhists, and there's Muslims, and there's all kinds of people who are nomads in my group. I mean, come on, man. I love, and I've mentioned that many times, yeah. So I'm very inclusive. Is that the word? I really am. In my life, I'm very inclusive. I love all different types of people, So that's that. But it's going to be a lot of fun. The dates did change a little bit. So you got to join the Facebook group if you want to get the dates, right? Right. Okay. What else is on my list? It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, I did the business in a van. As a businesswoman, I'm in my van, and you can do it too. Glenna's the other gal that I know that does her business in her van. She's got it totally reworked too. I can't wait to meet up with her. Hey, Glenna. And she does her business. She sells things in her van, and I do my business. I'm doing my business right now. This is my studio. Welcome to my Home on Wheels studio. Yeah. Do you like my decor? Yes. Let's see if we can get some more light in here. Oh, yeah. Oh, this one needs to be, let's turn this off. This needs to be charged up. Let me get this off. There. Oh, somebody messaged me. Who is this? Oh, it's Paul. Good morning. Hey, good morning, Paul. I know. Where's Paul? He's with Abby. Yeah. Okay, what else do I got here? One more thing. Oh, and the video. I'm okay. You're okay. We're all okay. Do you remember that book, I'm Okay, You're Okay? It's from, I think it's the 70s, maybe the late 60s, 70s. But it was letting people know that you're okay. You're okay as you are. I mean, unless you're hurting people. Don't hurt people. Be kind. Be nice, everybody. Yeah. I'm okay. You're okay. But if you're out hurting people and making their lives miserable, you're not okay. Okay? Grow up. Yeah. Be nice to people. Yeah. Because what goes around comes around. Yes. The love that was meant for you, the love that you, what was that song, the Beatles? The love that you was, the love you give was meant for you, or something like that. I'll have to, you put the lyrics down. What was that one? I think Paul McCartney sang it, but yeah, it is true. What you give out, you get back. So yeah, basically, I'm okay, and you're okay. There are some, let me know what subjects you want to hear about, because you know what? I love to do research, and I love to present, information, that we all can use. Basically, I love to talk about information of my van life, and I like to show exactly how I do this. But there are other things I like to talk about too, and you all know that. I like to talk about things that are pertinent to life, because really a nomad is just a person living in their van. They're still people. They're not just, I'm a nomad, that's all I am. I'm a nomad. I live in my van. No, we're all very complex individuals, and we all have needs and wants and desires and interests. So yeah, let me know in comments what you'd like to hear about. Did you like your coffee? So good things are coming your way, and good things are coming my way. Guess what? Christmas is coming. Oh yeah, Christmas is coming. Thanksgiving. I have no idea what I'm going to do for Thanksgiving. Well, I don't know. It could be with family. It could be, I was actually thinking of going to, because there's so many homeless here, I was thinking of actually participating, not as somebody serving food, but somebody receiving food. Because you got to be a receiver. You can't just be a giver. You got to be a receiver. You got to be willing to receive. Yeah. So that the givers can get their joy, and then you can get, I was thinking about that. I don't know. There are places I might just maybe make myself a little dinner. I want to show, that's one thing I want to do. Oh my gosh. Let me write this down. I want to make you something. Here's my to-do list. I won't tell you what it is. As a nomad that you can make for Thanksgiving. Yeah. And but Christmas, I am super excited about Christmas. I love Christmas, so jingle bells and, ho, ho, ho and all that stuff, yeah. Yeah. No Grinches here. Don't be a Grinch for Christmas. So, okay, everybody. I think that's it. Here's the pink. Let's come closer. Let's get up close and personal. There we go. It's pink. There we go. I like this. And I have a few of them. Okay. I have a few of these. This is mine. I won't give you this because I just put my mouth all over it. I have some that are new, brand new, and pink and gray paisley neck gaiter. Now, under that, I have black because I just want it all the way up. It's cold, and I'm going to be going out walking pretty soon. Let's see what else. I've got glasses. I've got sunglasses. And they're going back. You know which one is kind of becoming my favorite is Elizabeth Tailored My Way. Elizabeth Tailored My Way. Don't you think it's catchy? But the glasses kind of go just not much, but they're kind of, reminded me of Elizabeth Taylor. And yes, she did wear sunglasses. So I think that might be a favorite. I might buy one of those myself. And we got neck gaiters and glasses. And we got the book, How to Live in a Minivan, the Minivan Leeway. Yes. Get it. It's at minivanlee.com, and all of these things are there. And then, of course, we got the exercise tapes. Now, because of Christmas is coming, please use my Amazon links. And I'm going to leave in comments, and I'm going to leave the link for my shopping list on my storefront for Amazon. And I've got some Christmas ideas there. I think they're pretty cool. I did some research, and some of the toys, if you have grandchildren, those toys that are on there, I actually sent to my grandchildren, and they loved them. So I know that these are good. So they've been tried, tested out. I had my grandkids tested them out for me. So I love you guys. I want you to have a really good day. Remember, the love that you give out is the love that's meant back for you. And be kind to each other. Don't be cruel. Don't be mean. And if you have been mean and cruel, we forgive you. But please stop. Please stop. Because we're praying for you. Till tomorrow. It's always tomorrow. Tomorrow. I love you guys. Bye.